We welcome you to another live edition of The Sports Box, your go-to sports podcast featuring great content, conversation, and your occasional disagreement. Stick around to interact and ask questions. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime.
Well, boys, today is Championship Sunday. There are 3 games left in the 2025 NFL season, and the Sports Box has you ready, getting you ready for the games today. Brian Atara, Tony Quigley, Anthony Medio, Drew Trammell. None of our teams are playing today because, that's pretty much where that is. However, there's a lot of news to go around. We'll be talking about that before we preview the games, like follow and share. Gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon. Actually, it's afternoon for most of us in a snowy southern New Jersey, except for Drew, where it's probably a solid 65.
Yep.
All right.
Just rub it in already. So what's it, 17 degrees out here in South Jersey?
Without the wind chill. It's a raw 17. Anything before we get started, boys?
Nah, it looks like we have a lot on the slate today. Should be fun.
We'll get right into it. I had suggested on many occasions that if the Bills could not win this year in the playoffs, that Sean McDermott might be out of a job. And people said, well, you can't act irrationally, So that's on a timer. I hate the new StreamYard that automatically defers to a timer. Stupid. Anyway, I'll play with the rest of them. So he's gone. After 9 seasons where the team didn't win anything, despite having one of the best quarterbacks in football, the GM, on the other hand, is still employed. What were your general thoughts on the end of the tenure of one Sean McDermott in Buffalo?
I mean, I guess letdown is the biggest thing, right? I mean, anybody could see it, but the fact that they're interviewing Brian Dable, right? Is that what I heard? I mean, it's kind of shuffling the chairs on the Titanic. But listen, I give McDermott a little bit of credit in dealing with what he had with Josh Allen and actually changing the offense around and everything like that. Just as able to cross the finish line, it wasn't able to get that big W. I'm not going to say he was as successful as Andy Reid in Philly, but I mean, they had a successful run, but a change had to come for them to go to the next steps. Now, I don't think if reverting to Dable is the right call, but some of these hirings are a little head scratching anyway. So it'll be interesting to see what path the Buffalo Bills go down.
After watching the Buffalo Bills press conference, I find it like I feel for McDermott kind of. So I'm gonna give him credit here. I mean, the Bills were an absolute mess before he came in. I think he changed the culture. Obviously, they got a generational quarterback, which always helps. Obviously, he won a lot of games. I still think he's a very good coach. It's going to be easy for him to find a job. Unfortunately, you run into you talk about back in the 90s, some guys that ran into Michael Jordan. I mean, you run into Patrick Mahomes. You run into these other quarterbacks, these other guys. And they had some bad breaks. I still think he's a very good coach, and I think after watching that press conference, I feel for him. I'm on his side.
It's an absolute joke of what he had to deal with, especially what Ant just said about the press conference, slamming down a player that you said you never wanted, but then interviews come out and you did a self-documentary of how bad you wanted Keon Coleman. It's kind of a joke in itself with Brandon Beane as the GM and now elevated to president of operations because the owner is on his 5th kick of asthma and doesn't know what the hell he's talking about when it comes to Alzheimer's. It's a joke and a half. And now I think what this is going to do is going to be a turn for the worse. I mean, even Tone just said it. Tone just said it about them talking about Brian Dabble. They interviewed Anthony Lynn, which you guys already know how I feel about Anthony Lynn. It's the players themselves were running the team and not him. It's just a complete joke and a half, like I said, and I think it's going to cause a lot of dysfunction within the team, especially with Keon Coleman, with Josh Allen. If the reports are true that he's aggravated about this fire, then, shit, dude, I think it's going to be the worst of the worst if Joe Brady gets lured out and he goes somewhere else. I mean, that's Josh Allen's boy. So it's very interesting to see what this offseason is going to be like for Buffalo. McDermott, he has changed the culture. He unfortunately has some tough breaks, some questionable defensive calls, especially that I think it was the 2021 or 2022 where they have 14 seconds and Kansas City came back and got that game time field goal. I feel like the drop off went down even farther after that. He hasn't had success in playoffs, but he did have success in changing that culture. That culture was beyond anemic before he got into there. So,
Drew, I don't even think you need to go back that far. Look at last week's game. I mean, is this too soon? Honestly, is this too soon? I mean, listen, Josh Allen is still livid about this loss. Anybody who's been any competitive sports, if they called that call correctly, it's a catch. Every game, every other day, it's a catch. McDermott still has a job. Everybody's still pissed off about it. And then to lose it, what they would do. Listen, that was a phenomenal game, and as fans, I think that we got robbed of a great ending. And that did a huge injustice to what we were experiencing last Sunday. Back and forth, great fight, defensive plays, offensive plays all around. Miss or whatever the hell you want to call it, call on the catch by Cooks, and then you go back down and there's two ticky-tack PI calls and the game's over. Like we're kind of like everybody was kind of sitting there like, what the fuck just happened? And now you have Josh Allen, and next thing you know, bang! Oh, by the way, Josh, McDermott's fired. They were looking for an excuse to get rid of him, and you know
there
what?
Was.
If I'm Josh Allen, Miami needs a quarterback, and guess what? They don't need. They don't need snow shovels. They don't need plows. They got beautiful weather and women and everything like that for Josh Allen to go and celebrate. I'd be looking to take my talents to South Beach like some other great did.
We use that word great, I guess, kind of loosely, huh?
No, he's great. LeBron James is great. Josh Allen is great.
Look.
But Josh Allen has some blame to this too. I mean, he hasn't played the best.
Those 5 turnovers.
So,
but despite the 5 turnovers, they lost it by a field goal and a bad call. Right. What I'm saying here, and why I said what I said leading into this, is at some point, if you don't win, you're not going to keep your job. This is not Michael Scott in The Office where you're going to get hired and keep your job as long as you want to, right? Like he's had 9 years. In the NFL, that is a lifetime and a half. Okay. Not everybody's Mike Tomlin. Not everybody's John Harbaugh. Both of them won something. The Bills, for whatever reason, whether that's Sean McDermott's fault or not, haven't even gotten to a Super Bowl. Haven't gotten there, right? So today, either Drake May in year 2 or Jarrett Stidham in backup's going to go to the Super Bowl. And Josh Allen hasn't. You can blame Josh Allen to a degree. He's kind of all they got, realistically, right? So I find it very hard to say, well, Josh, it's your fault when, if not for him, they win 4 games. You remove Josh Allen from the Bills and replace him with league average quarterback and tell how many games they win. It's not going to be a lot. So from the owner's standpoint, the owners aren't X's and O's guys. The owners look at it like we do and say, well, I'm spending a lot of money. So get the hell out.
But I get what you're saying, but you're comparing regular season and postseason. They're 2 different seasons. We had the same conversation with Peyton Manning. He couldn't get over the threshold, and he finally did. But what with Josh, you can look into the playoffs on some games where he hasn't come through. And that has to be. It's the same. It's the same thing with Justin Herbert. It's the same thing with these guys that you love, that we all love. And I'm not saying Josh Allen isn't a great talent. I'm not saying he's not arguably the best football player in the NFL. If you want to make that discussion, go ahead. I have no issue with it. But in the playoffs, you got to have some luck with you, and you got to make the plays that matter most. And he didn't make the plays last Saturday. And those 5 turnovers were costly. You left it on the ref's hands. Don't ever leave it on the ref's hands.
Yeah, missed a couple passes.
I don't.
He missed. Guys,
he missed a couple passes. He missed Kincaid on the run.
Yeah, he missed Kincaid wide open. Let's see.
On the slant, right? On the slant, tight end slant,
Yeah, it was going to be a touchdown.
And right before that, Bo Nix dropped a dime for a touchdown. And we can't. I mean, listen, we're day in and day out. These quarterbacks are not infallible. I don't blame McDermott for where they're at. I don't blame Josh Allen for where they're at. It's an overall team construction, I believe.
Exactly.
I mean, there's no offensive weapons besides James Cook. There's none.
I would have fired the GM as well.
Brandon, we're talking about a coach for Brandon friggin' Cooks.
Yeah.
Brandon Cooks was the one that you had to go to when your season was on the line. That's a problem. That wasn't a bad decision by Allen. That wasn't a bad throw by Allen. That's a GM thing, because there's no reason why he's not throwing to somebody a little bit better.
Yep.
I agree.
I would have fired the GM as well. You'll get no disagreement from me. But here's the thing.
It makes no sense. He gets a promotion. He's promoted.
That's why it's a joke. That's why it's a joke.
But
well, can we go to the business aspect of this, guys? It's Buffalo, right? What are they going to do, right? They're pinching numbers. They're not a profitable organization in compared to everybody else that's at this level. I mean, obviously it's an NFL team. They're profitable. I'm not saying that, but at this level of what they're at with a superstar like Josh Allen and everything like that, Josh Allen, if you take Buffalo and move them to Dallas and flip-flop teams, you would have so much Josh Allen up your ass every week.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just completely different. It'd be a completely different level to what they would be, but they're Buffalo, and the owners will make decisions like they are Buffalo, and they're not like they're at some major market company.
And they're going into a
new stadium opening up next year.
They're going into a new stadium.
Mm-hmm.
But they weren't going to change the quarterback, right? Like that's the thing. Drew, if I ask, let me ask you a question. 3 years from now, if the Chargers still can't win a playoff game, right? Who's let go first, the coach or the quarterback?
I mean, coach.
Okay. I think that's just
But I would have some serious questions.
Maybe, but my point is that McDermott wasn't fired specifically because of the result last week. McDermott was fired because he's been there for almost a decade and they haven't even gotten to a Super Bowl. So it doesn't matter who you are.
Brian,
you're acting like he was playing against Milkman and
yeah.
Look what he's dealing.
He lost to Patrick Mahomes.
He just told you he had Brandon Cooks. They signed James Palmer to a 3-year deal for $40-something million, and the guy's only played 6 games because he's an injured player from the Chargers.
Well, and they also got rid of Stephon Diggs for bitching about the coach because of the offense. So,
but I'm not disagreeing with that. But if you don't win, you don't just keep your job forever. That's all. It's just that simple to me. I don't like it. Doesn't. I mean, everybody else loses their job. John Harbaugh got fired, right?
But now, Brian, you got to find a coach that has to come in there and into chaos and to settle things down. So you're
especially after watching that press conference.
Yeah. So now you're looking at what kind of coach am I going to hire? A brand new, fresh-faced coach that I'm going to throw into this, or do I have to hire another culture guy like we just fired? So you're going to have to get someone in there to figure this all out. I mean, it's chaotic.
Take away Josh Allen. They got a good running game. James Cook is that. What else do they have?
A good 3 out of 5 offensive linemen. They have a good offensive.
Their defensive backfield was probably their one of their strong points at one point in the season.
Well, how about their defensive line when this kid guy's healthy?
Ed Oliver.
I mean, he just came back.
He missed 9 games this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, there are pieces there that you get, and you can't have misses like. I don't know. Is Keon Coleman? I mean, Keon Coleman's a miss, obviously, and he's gotten a lot of attention. But I mean, I watched him a lot in Florida State. Perfect size, speed guy that should be able to do something. But even then, when you're going out there, and I think you see, even Kansas City was a victim of this. You're going to go out there and you're going to put all your stock into these receivers that are inexperienced. Shakur, Keon Coleman. That's a mistake. Kansas City, Worthy. Has a little bit better than Shakur, at this time.
More.
Rasheed Rice. I mean, the Sky Moore experiment. I mean, they're grasping at straws. These GMs have to go out and get some of these receivers. I mean, that just needs to be helped. I mean, they are helping. I think the improved running game has placated this offense more than it's actually excelled it because it's just hiding so many issues. But their success is really what helped them.
I agree with Quig, and it's the linebackers besides Espinoza. It's really bad. And then he put $24 million on Joey Bosa for 5 sacks. I mean, that's a bad bet for the GM, who's now the president of operations.
You know Joey Bosa very well, right, Drew?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he's a player that if he really wanted to go out there and impact something, he'd actually wind up in Buffalo? No, he took the money because that's right.
That's why he didn't go to San Francisco.
Let me
Correct.
ask you this question. If the GM was fired at the same time as the coach, do you feel differently about the coach being fired?
We wouldn't get the press conference we gotten.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that revealed a lot.
Okay.
A lot.
But my point is, forget the press conference as much as you possibly can. This guy who won 98 and 50 over 9 seasons, they went to 2 title games, didn't get there. Again, 9 years in the NFL is an eternity, and they didn't win with arguably one of the best, if not the best, quarterback in the league. That in and of itself, forget the fact that the owner's an idiot, because a lot of owners are idiots. Did he deserve to keep his job for another year?
Yeah, I think so.
absolutely. I think so. That's how the season ended on a friggin' screw job. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for them to do it,
I would give him another shot.
and then for them to do it to like the next day, it's just a knee-jerk reaction, I think.
Very so.
He's not, he's cooking, but he's not going shopping, right? Or whatever hell Parcells said. Let him pick the thing. I mean, that's the same.
I haven't heard that one in a while.
I mean, there's not too many teams you can say that are 1 or 2 players away, but Buffalo is definitely not 1 or 2 player away. You have to see how things shake out, and I think it's too much of an overcorrection.
Yeah.
Well, while somebody was fired, many people were hired, including Mike McCarthy getting the job in Pittsburgh. He is their 4th head coach since 1968. They say it's not to bring back Aaron Rodgers. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It's kind of funny. I could have sworn, am I remembering correctly? Didn't they have a falling out when they were in Green Bay?
Yeah.
They did.
Okay, so where is all this coming from that this is something to try to lure back Aaron Rodgers when I don't think
because when he was in Dallas, they rehashed everything. He had I don't think
it's to try to lure him back. I don't think this hire is for that. No, I really don't.
No.
I mean,
then what the hell is it for?
Was this the right? Yeah, I don't. As somebody who can't stand
it's a bridge guy.
I think he's obviously we know he's a Pittsburgh guy. He's a homer. I think they're going to say he's worked with a Hall of Fame quarterback. He worked with Dak. Dak had his best years with him. So I don't know. I think they're going to see him as some kind of quarterback coach that could find a quarterback for them to
I don't know.
Listen, first of all, Mike McCarthy gets 0 credit for Dak having anything. Okay, guy who wants to throw.
That's what they put it on. I mean,
stop. You're talking to 2 Cowboys fans here. I mean, as soon as they had a little success, Kellen Moore was ripped out of the play sheets, and you see what happened in the playoffs when Mike McCarthy would took over the game. And then who else had their best season under Kellen Moore is your boy Hurts. So I mean, let's be realistic. Mike McCarthy, it's a weird fit in Pittsburgh because all he wants to do is pass the ball,
which is not Steeler football.
They don't have a quarterback. Yeah, first of all, it's not Steeler football. Okay, but they don't have a quarterback. They have a receiver short in DK, and I don't know what else they have. I mean, what are they going to do there?
They don't have a defense either.
Defense,
which is Pittsburgh football.
That's not running. I mean, okay, they ran the ball decent last year. I mean, Kenny Gainwell was a nice little uptick, a surprise. Jalen Warren, okay, but that's not what he wants to do. I mean, this is the same guy that said that they want to focus on the run, and then they had who was the starting running back that year? He was there with Dallas when he said that. Oh my God, brain fart. But anyway, they didn't commit to it. I mean, I forget. It was just trash, and I'm glad it's in Pittsburgh because that's an organization I don't really like.
Pollard.
Tony Pollard.
Yeah. We're going to focus on the run, and we're going to feature our 3rd down back.
I saw a tweet, Brian, on this. I don't know if you saw that tweet or not. It's been going pretty viral about this hire. Hiring Mike McCarthy is like shitting your pants, but you want to switch your shirt, change your shirt.
Yeah. I'm surprised they went. I'm surprised he's in his 60s. I'm surprised they went that old.
Oldest coach in Pittsburgh history.
Yeah,
it's a trash ass hire, but it's the fact I think is basically telling the city and the organization we are going to do what Brian loves the most is we're going to tank and get ready for 27, fire him after 26, and then get the guy that we want for 27 and draft the rookie quarterback that we want and rebuild the Steelers organization what it used to be and build from the bottom to the top. And I think that's what they need to do.
What pick do the Steelers have?
20. I think it's 21. I think
So,
it's the Cowboys.
which means Rodgers doesn't come back. You go with the backup, which is what, Randy?
They're 21.
Yeah. I agree. And I'm really interested, Steve, because the offseason, all this, talk about Minnesota. I really don't believe they believe in JJ. So I wouldn't be shocked if they go to a veteran quarterback or they do what they propose, trading Joe Burrow.
Anymore. I don't think Aaron Rodgers could play anymore.
I think he's done.
I mean, they don't believe in JJ. I don't know how they believe in Aaron Rodgers.
I just don't
me either.
Play anymore.
I think he's done.
Yeah.
Rodgers comes back, plays one more year with McCarthy as they build out a new quarterback with a 21 pick. Yeah. Ty Simpson. I don't know.
I mean, again, for years I've said, okay, just tank a year, get a quarterback. What are we talking about? Like what's this streak of being 9-8 every year? Like, who cares?
Right. It's the problem with tanking, and we talk about this all the time too, is there's so many bad quarterbacks out there. When you throw them out there, you're playing right now. Like, you're having bad quarterback versus bad quarterback, and it's like, and they're both trying to win, so they're not tanking because so it's I mean, we saw Tyrod Taylor win some games.
All these guys are trying to get get paid.
Like, Josh Johnson went out there and played this year. I mean, what are you going to do? Throw? I just love seeing all the backup quarterbacks in commercials. That's all.
I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know.
They're in a shitty situation.
It's not good.
And they just made it worse.
Yeah.
I can't stand.
I mean, we're not sitting here talking about, hey, Mike McCarthy's still there as a Steelers quarterback. Where do they go for? No, they just brought the dude in. It's like, here's a bad situation. Let's throw some Mike McCarthy bullshit on it.
They're not admitting to a rebuild. Like, they're seriously just going to continuing. I mean, because Tomlin didn't get fired, right? He
walked. Tomlin walked.
So
stop.
Well,
that's semantics.
Semantic, whatever. It appeared. Whatever. Was it a firing with respect? Maybe, but he walked. So
did you see him at his daughter's gymnastics meet?
I did.
Oh my God, he looks so different, dude. All that pressure off his body. Oh man, he looks 10 years younger, dude. It's crazy.
I don't know. It's like I said, if Mike McCarthy is the answer, then the question's pretty fucking hysterical. That's all I'm saying to that.
They'll find 7 or 8 wins next year. Watch.
Maybe. I mean, it depends how healthy Burrow is and how many times they play Cleveland and all that other nonsense. Yeah. But I mean, what do you think Aaron Rodgers' reaction is going to be when he comes out of his, his retreat or whatever these things that he goes on? He's probably in some mud hut and doesn't even realize that McCarthy, He's probably gonna come out of there so high, thinking that he's.
Wait, how far back did I go?
Yeah. Well, that's some good shit.
Who would you rather have at coach? Who would you rather have, Mike McCarthy or Jenny McCarthy?
Oh my God.
Other head coaching hirings around the NFL. Jeff Hafley, defensive coordinator from the Green Bay Packers, ends up in Minnesota. Jesse Minter ends up in Baltimore. Robert Saleh, another go around as head coach, this time in Tennessee.
Real quick, we don't have anything. I don't have any work on Hafley or Minter as head coaches, right? I mean, they're coordinators. They're getting a shot to step up. But we already saw this act with Robert Saleh and a young quarterback in New York, and it was just a mess. And Cam Ward is somebody that they should have brought in, somebody who could really work with the quarterback. I mean, what did he do? Oh, he was the 49ers defensive coordinator. The defense was awful this year. Awful. But he gets a head coaching job. I don't know. I mean, maybe because he looks like Vin Diesel or whatever the hell it is, But I mean, new stadium coming up. I think that's just a bad move for Cam Ward's future, who was very hit and miss this year.
I hate the Robert Saleh hire. I think it's absolutely comical, and everything that Quick said, I echo it.
Yeah.
I thought for him to work up what you could have with the Steelers, I thought was going to be the potential hire for him, because he's the DC guy. I will give him credit. I mean, he can coach a good defense. I mean, what they did this year with San Francisco, with how many starters were out, he did a great job. I thought Pittsburgh was going to be the spot for him. I hate that hire for Titans, and I love these hires for the Dolphins and the Ravens, and I hate it personally, obviously, for Jesse not coming back to the Chargers, but for what he's done 2 years and being an assistant with Harbaugh back in the day with the Ravens, I mean, it makes the most sense. It's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do moving forward. For the Dolphins, this is a fresh take, and it's a new place, it's a new direction, and I think Haley did a good job last year as well too. Looking at the numbers, looking at what he was able to produce coaching wise, and we'll see what happens. I'm with Quig. I don't have much homework on Jeff, but with Jesse, I think that's the best coaching hire for a coordinator that we've seen thus far. So good luck to him in Baltimore.
You know what, though, real quick about the Ravens hire, the only thing I got to say is, Mark Andrews, zip it. You're so breaking up about the Harbaugh firing and all that kind of stuff. How about you catch a 2-point conversion that cost your team this,
Coach
like
still be there.
that's what I'm saying. Like you're part of the problem, the reason why I got fired. So don't shed those tears.
I just but Jeff Hafley to me, I don't know. Like Green Bay's defense wasn't that great either. Like what makes that guy a head coaching job?
Well, I mean, who are the Dolphins attracting though?
No,
Disaster. We've talked about the disaster that is. So it's like none of these guys are going to put, someone's got to take the job. It's going to be a guy needing, wanting his first shot.
Yeah.
Jesse Minter, I mean, just pretty much an in-house hire. They kind of know already. They know him already. So I agree with Tony. I don't know what's going on. I think you gotta find an offensive guy to pair up with Ward, or get a relationship. You've seen that this year. That this year it works. I think that's going to be a trend moving forward. And maybe just for a locker room, maybe team toughness. Sal's that kind of guy. So we'll see who they get an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, the Jets are real tough.
I hear you.
To be fair,
I don't see. There's no metric why Saleh should have another job right now. For the team he coached currently wasn't good. His last time he had a job as a head coach, he was awful. Last time he had a young quarterback, he was awful. So I don't know. But shout out to Jeff Hafley from going from Green Bay to Miami. What a lifestyle upgrade that is.
Biggest reason why he said yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's currently 4 head coaching openings that are in need of being filled: Arizona, Buffalo, Cleveland, and Las Vegas. How would you rank the openings in terms of attractability? That's a job I would like that sort of thing. Like, how would you rank these?
This is a tough one, but
I
want to go. I'm going Las Vegas 1. You get the number 1 overall pick. You build with Mendoza. Good ownership group. You got Brady involved. I mean, I think they're lined up for success. Plus, if not, you could always play a little poker after the game. I think that's a tough one, but there's a lot of room for improvement. But you know how they say you always want to be the second coach to somebody, not the first coach. But I think with the Vegas that'll be different. Obviously, if you're looking to win now, I mean, Buffalo is right up there. You have Josh Allen. But now do you walk in that locker room with Josh Allen and he hates you right away because you're not, a McDermott? I mean, that's tough. I honestly think that all of these are actually solid spots to land in. Even with Cleveland, solid defense, low expectations for the last 30 years. The Arizona, the biggest thing with Arizona that we worry of is what are you doing with Kyle Murray? Because it doesn't even, that's a normal night for Brian Attard, buddy.
It is what it is.
For me, I agree with Cleveland. I actually think Cleveland has something going for them. The problem I have is all the reports that came out about them doing all this questionnaire bullshit and all that stuff for hiring on the interviews with coaches. Like, it's not like it's like that attractive for coaches to come there because of all the shit they have to deal with Barry and all of them and the ownership. I go Vegas 1, I go Buffalo 2, Cleveland 3, Arizona 4.
Yeah, I think we're all in kind of an agreement here. I think Vegas is a good spot. I mean, not a lot of talent on the team, but like Tony said, it's a fresh start. You're going to get Mendoza. I mean, you got the backing of Brady and ownership, so I think we're all in there.
And I think Mendoza's the real deal, to be honest.
Yeah,
with you. The kid has it. The kid has it all. I mean, he definitely does. But you pair him with Bowers and Gentry, just concentrating on offense and defensive line, and build it up. I think you should be good. Now you're playing San Diego, you're playing Denver, who's playing today, and you got to overtake Mahomes, so that's difficult. But if they give me 4 years, that would be a nice, comfortable landing spot to try to get something done.
I just look at this and say, when I go into Buffalo, I know who my quarterback is. like that. The hardest thing to find in this game is a franchise quarterback,
and your expectations are super high.
100%, as well they should be, because you have Josh Allen, right? So I look at Arizona and I say, I don't know what the hell they're doing at quarterback, because
that's what I'm saying. I agree with you, and it's going to be interesting seeing who they're going to hire, because you can't really go a fresh coordinator. You need a veteran leadership that's been there before, that knows what to do.
You gotta if you want Arizona, you gotta go find a youth football coach, right at JV level. That way you're somebody used to talking to some 5'4" quarterback.
Call of Duty
night in the locker room. Get them in the huddle, put the arm around them in the huddle. Right,
start using Call of Duty terminology in the offense.
Somebody used to having booster seats on the bench.
Brady's got to be a little irritated because of all the reports that came out about all these coaches the two coaches that he wanted, and they took interviews, and not even the second interview, they declined the second interview, which is kind of crazy. Which the reports was Jesse Minter and Mike McDaniels, and the fact that both of them declined is kind of wild because of the stewardship that Brady was bringing to the table. And
if I'm Minter, I'd rather go to the Ravens.
No, I agree with you, but
I think both of them guys had deals.
That's all I'm saying.
They probably already had their deals decided, what I'm saying, already before that second interview was lined up. It's just
it's 2 years in a row because it happened last year with Ben Johnson as well. Remember, Ben Johnson was being full on courted. They did a full on video presentation for him.
Well, I think if Ben Johnson had that opportunity now from Detroit, not Detroit, right, if he was still in Detroit and he didn't take the Bears job last year, I think the Vegas job would be very attractive to him because there's more knowns, right? Genti, he could play a little bit. You have Bowers there, and Fernando, Mendoza is going to be there for you at the 1 pick.
They got a good squad, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you could actually do something with that. Now going in there now, and you're like, hold on, you guys committed to Geno Smith. What do you guys, like that's different. So they, the Raiders failed upward, that's for sure.
I mean, Josh, more attractive. To be honest, in Buffalo, Josh Allen's making the hire. They already said it that he's in every interview. So,
well, he better play good then.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be Dable. I think in the end, it's going to be.
I could absolutely see
who?
Dable.
Dable?
Yeah.
They have to.
No, I mean, it's the problem with Buffalo is whoever goes there, you better win now.
Yeah, the expectations. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's no rebuilding. There's no down year to reset things. It's you win now.
Josh Allen has a lot more say over the next Buffalo coach than Nick Sirianni does over the next offensive coordinator. And the funny part about that is, nobody wants that job. And I guess my question is, why is that? I have my suspicion.
Brian Windhorst sighting.
I have my suspicions as to why that is. I'd like to hear from the panel first.
What's there to hear from? You already know the answer. Limited
quarterback.
Not only that, a lot of toxicity. I can never say that word.
Toxicity.
Thank you. I believe Nick Sirianni brings a lot of bullshit to the table. Honestly,
Eagles
he
are a bunch
does.
of bullshit. The Eagles are bullshit. We have we have window seats to that bullshit that the Eagles bring. From
We live in our chat
Sirianni
every
to
day.
stupid annex, right? For that nonsense, to
The-
the idiot on the sidelines with on Big Dom, to trying to
Can't stand that fool.
pretend.
the general manager runs the show of the Eagles. The coach don't even run the show. So it's just like it's not that's the issue. Is like it's the control of the Philadelphia Eagles. It's like the coach.
But Roseman doesn't do a bad job, though, Ant.
No, he doesn't.
We had the
No,
most
doesn't.
talented team in football.
But it's
So
who
once
he-
you put the product out there, something has to happen.
But it's the kind of coaching he hires. Sirianni's a guy where he could literally say, "You do this, or just be over here, and then we're gonna have your coordinators do everything else." You know what I mean? He's that kind of coach, and that ever since Chip
So
Kelly,
he's a motivator.
they're ever since Chip Kelly, that's the kind of coach they're hiring.
Well, did you guys
I
hear
don't
the?
see that Indy though.
Motivator. Motivational speaker.
Yeah, that's the last thing I would want from a Nick Sirianni football team is him being a motivator.
You have
The
But, I
joke.
mean, that's what.
Yeah, but the
that's
thing here's from
that's
one of the
what's
biggest
not-
problems though, is from what I heard, earlier in this week was that the Eagles O-line coach Stoutland, who's supposed to be some guru and some medicine man or whatever like that, he's staying no matter what, and that's one of the reasons why that nobody wants to be the O coordinators, because they can't bring in their own O-line coach, they can't do that kind of stuff.
well, he's
So they're
ex-
pretty much like he's there no matter what happens. So that's kind of
Really?
kind of some people. Jeff Stoutland, look him up. Yep.
Yeah, no, that's
No, he's-
facts. That's facts.
no, but he's phenomenal, right?
Yeah,
But
I mean,
here's-
there's a guy he shouldn't leave though.
Yes,
an
no, yeah.
asset. He's a true asset to the team. Like so.
But if you're Howie and you see how this team is operating, not outside of the game, in the game, and see how the teammates act with each other, AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts and Barkley and the O-line, there are fractions all through this team all year. It's the worst kept secret in football right now is the fact that this dude does not know how to be a leader and be a leader of men. He limped into a Super Bowl situation where he won a Super Bowl, and I still don't think he's all that in a bag of chips. Like,
Listen,
The players don't either.
he never.
yeah, it's a joke, and I'm surprised he didn't get fired.
He's
What did
never progressed. If you think about it, from year one to now, what kind of progression have you seen? Like I've seen none. Like he don't run the ball anymore. He don't
Not
throw the
this year
ball.
they didn't.
His arm is like I mean.
We're talking about Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
Oh, Jalen has declined.
yeah.
well, so
Listen, the philosophy on Jalen Hurts has to change because they're trying to protect him like he's a franchise quarterback. I would run him into the ground for 3 years. Last year, this year, next year, he'd be running the ball all the time and using his legs because that's his asset. That's his best asset for it because they want to.
But he don't want to do it, Tone. He's reluctant to do it.
I don't know. I see.
Well, I'm going to send him to Jackson Dart School of
You
friggin'
know
running.
why? You know why? Because in his career, every time he's got hurt, he gets replaced.
Yeah.
So there's a fear there.
Ah.
There's a fear there. Absolute fear.
you
there
have
of getting
But
replaced.
they should
it
put a
was
fear in him by
Sirianni.
actually bringing in a backup because when he looks to the sidelines, if there's somebody on that sideline that can actually replace him right now, then that's a problem because their backup quarterback situation is not very
Who is
good.
there? Isn't it?
Tanner
Tanner
McKee,
Yeah,
Tyler
it's
McKee,
nonsense,
Taylor
right?
McKee, yeah.
It's all to protect Jalen Hurts' ego as well. So, but so they want to try prop him up as like some franchise quarterback, but without him running, he's not effective, and that's what he should be doing. So injuries be damned, whatever be damned. They want to win. Would open up more stuff for Saquon, blah blah blah. And here's the other thing too. Like when I talked about Stoutland earlier, if he's such a great offensive line coach, I mean, first of all, Roseman has put some phenomenal draft picks in his lap, but
Sure.
they can't win without Lane Johnson still. That's about him. If you're such a great offensive line coach, you'd think you'd be able to, kind of mitigate some of those losses.
And he's
Sorry
done.
for using
And he's-
Sorry for
Yeah.
using big words. I'm a little
Yeah.
bit more awake today.
you have a pass challenge quarterback that I think has some problems in between the ears. Your number one receiver had 7 touchdowns last year, once out like nobody's business. The running back is getting older. The offensive line is getting older. the tight end who had 11 touchdowns for you last year is probably not coming back. And the head coach looks outside right now and gets a chubby over how much white stuff is on the ground. Right. So you get this job as a coordinator, and guess what? When it doesn't work, they'll blame you the same way they blamed everybody else when it doesn't work, and your house will get egged and your wife will be upset. Like, who the hell wants this job? Why? Where's the upside? If it works, it was just Jalen and Saquon in the offensive line. It wasn't you. And if it doesn't work, well, then it's your fault. So, like, why? Who wants this job? Nobody wants this job. Nobody of any kind of pedigree, ilk, or name wants this job. So it's going to end up being some schmuck you never heard of. They can't get a job anywhere else.
I'll take it if I only have to work Sundays. I got another job.
It's pretty obvious. It's the quarterback. It's definitely the quarterback. I mean,
listen, who I said from maybe last time on the show, Greg Roman should be the pick. It should be Greg Roman, 100%. Local guy, ties to running quarterback. You know, took Lamar, took Kaepernick. You know, your boy had his best rushing career this year. I mean, Greg Roman should be it, and they should transfer to offense more than that. Get rid of A.J. Brown, okay? You know, and you run a more run-heavy kind of offense to have him utilize Jalen Hurts if there's anything left, because they're not getting rid of him. He's an Absecon guy, which New Jersey, Drew, you know, South Jersey here, by the way, you know, for context. And I think it's a good fit because he's very good at running quarterbacks.
He's not going to run the ball. He's just not. He's not. I'm telling you.
Well, then.
I'm just
then the pressure's on Sirianni. If I call QB draw or something like that on something, you know, or whatever like that. I mean, what are you talking about? He don't run the ball. He ran the ball 30 times, you know, but with a bunch of grown men pushing him up the ass. Is that it? We got to do.
I don't know. I just think he's. I think
I know what you're talking about. RPO became extinct this year for Philly.
Exactly,
I think he's a locker room problem, Jalen.
Quarterbacks that can run, that don't run,
really
is an issue. Yeah, he is a locker room problem. Absolutely, 100% agree. He's a room problem.
He's corporate Jalen. He thinks.
I think him and AJ are both locker room problems. It's like two really bad ingredients mixing.
Yeah, but you know what though? They're different. They're different ingredients though. You know what I'm saying? Like AJ's that bread on the shelf that got a little stale, but you know when it's hot and right out of the oven, it's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jalen's like that Danish that's on the counter that you walk by 40 times. You're like, okay, I guess I'll eat it. You know?
I think he feels himself too much.
Oh yeah, he definitely does. I mean, they opened it. He's got his own Jordan store in Philly. I mean, it's like
I think he thinks he's somebody. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's why every time I hear this, he's better than Justin Herbert. Josh Allen never gets to a Super Bowl. Jalen's won one and got into like, okay, it doesn't matter. If you can't look at this guy and tell me he's not a top 15 quarterback in the NFL, just judged on talent, you're a cheerleader.
Brian, those people are starting to come around.
It is.
You were ahead of the curve.
Not in our chat.
You know that.
It's just.
But, I mean, people are starting to.
Yeah, but
come around on it.
And you've lived here. I mean, you know how this works. I mean, once they turn, they turn.
Oh.
Like it's like this, and all of a sudden, like you're the chosen one. All of a sudden, get rid of this guy as soon as you possibly can. We're not that far away from that, and I will tell you, it would not surprise me in 12 months from today if we're talking that Nick and him are both out.
The first 4 games next year are going to be very important. the first month of the season.
First of all, it's Philadelphia, so half the people in Philadelphia don't like him right off the bat because of his skin color. Because that's not the city of brotherly love is a huge crock of shit. You know, I mean, absolutely. So, all right, so let's take that out, and then let's factor in the fact that he cannot throw the ball very well. Just doesn't do it. God. Every now and then he makes one great throw, but he's limited. So then that gives the people that actually are watching football, right, that know football, like, okay, well, they know he's not a good quarterback. And that leaves another 25% that they're just, your favorite word, cheerleaders, right, Brian? They just cheer Brian Lee, rah, 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 go team, nonsense. And when the Eagles win, they think it's, Jalen Hurts and whoever else. And that's the 25% that's a problem that Jalen Hurts feels himself so much.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I
the
share
Eagles-
this with Philadelphia AD2 radio too.
I just want to know the real value of AJ Brown. Is he losing it, or has he lost it, or
he wants a quarterback throwing the
two,
ball.
two things. You're
what's the
yes
real
and no,
value?
though, right? It's if he had a quarterback that was willing to throw in its coverage, a little bit, Hurts is so gun shy at throwing that ball sometimes that he doesn't give it to AJ, and AJ thinks, look, and he's on a treadmill at Planet Fitness or whatever hell commercial that was. And he's like, oh, I'm always open. No, you're not. His separation is gone, but he's a big body wide receiver like DK. Like him and DK are similar where they're going to be able to get the ball because of their physical frame. And, you have to find a quarterback that's willing to throw it into him. And that's not Hurts.
Well, while the Eagles haven't hired anybody, there were some hirings for coordinators around the NFL earlier today. Jonathan Gannon took the spot in Green Bay that Jeff Hafley vacated. Mike McDaniel, we think, is going to be the coordinator in LA. I think he's taken his name out of the Buffalo ring. I think he's going to move into that. That nice, soft, warm spot in Southern California, be good there. Eric Bieniemy back in Kansas City as the offensive coordinator. Drew Petzig in Detroit as the offensive coordinator, and then Christian Parker leaves the Eagles to join the Cowboys. That's an interesting decision on his part. Is what it is. Apparently, people think he's got head coach written all over him. We'll see where that goes. General thoughts on the hirings that we've seen recently.
Gannon lands in a really good spot in Green Bay because he's going to have a more healthy roster this year when Parsons eventually comes back, and I think there's only way to go. McDaniel, another good hire. Listen, that offense was mixed and match, and he has a lot of toys on there that he's going to be able to play with in for the Chargers. So I like that one. Eric Bieniemy, he's a joke. I don't know why he's still in the league. 5 years ago, he was supposed to be the next best thing. His head coach written all over him, blah blah blah. Still can't go to Colorado's campus. I wonder why. Maybe that rape investigation. The Detroit OC, Penn State, see how that goes. And then finally, the Dallas defense coordinator job. What did he draw the short end of the stick there?
Look, they're going to add two pieces. Tony, this. They're going to go probably pass rush with both their picks, if not at least one.
Well, yeah, you see, it depends how things fall in the draft. They'll get a DB and either pass rusher or a linebacker in the first round. So I listen. There's nothing to go but up, and Dallas defense does have pieces.
Fangio tree. You got the Fangio tree.
Yeah, let's say a young kid is getting an opportunity. We'll see how that goes. But I'm nothing to get too excited about.
I like all these. Mike McDaniels. I'm Drew. You got to be excited. You're going to see some nice wrinkles in the offense.
A lot of motion.
Yeah, you're going to see he's got a capable quarterback now that can throw the ball down the field. I think they're just going to be winging it down the field. Johnson's value is going to go up. Their receivers' values are going to go up. I think that's a great hire, man.
Yeah. I'm extremely excited about if it's officially going to happen. Hopefully, within the next couple of days, it will. With him, all the rumors that's been going around about him coming over to LA with the possibility of, because it's we talk about all the time about contracts and free and like cap room and all that stuff. Obviously, if you look at Spot Track, there's no way that Miami is going to retain Tyreek Hill. That's a $50 million hit, I believe, with the $25 million dead cap. They're going to save a lot of money, and I wouldn't be shocked at the comments that he's been saying on Twitter that the Chargers would bring him in over to LA with the connection he has with McDaniel. It'd be something that I would definitely would love to have, because if he's able to even be 75% of what he used to be after this bad injury, I'll take it all day long because of the bracket coverage that leads one-on-one with Ladd and all these other boys that we have. I think he's going to come into a good situation with two offensive linemen. They're going to come back from being hurt.
That's what I was going to say. The key was Drew. It don't matter who the hell Mike McDaniel is bringing in. If your boys come back healthy, that's all you got to worry about, right?
Yeah. Well, the final thing I want to say is that I think it's huge for Hampton, Amari Hampton. I think what he was able to do. I'm not saying Hampton's A-chain, but he's he's something that I think Mike McDaniels does a really good job in San Francisco as an OC in Miami. Is he gets a lot out of his running backs.
Yeah,
so
I'm telling you, he was limited in Miami what he could do with Tua.
Exactly.
He's going to take the top off with Justin Herbert. Watch. Because when he first got to Miami, that's all they did was throw the ball down the field, like huge plays. Huge plays. He's going to blow the top off here. I would be excited if I was you. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Other thing, Brian, I don't know about you guys, but the OC hiring of Petzig is I just don't get it. That one, don't get it. Everything else is self-evident for itself. That one is the one that I'm going to puzzle about for a while, because the whole rumor, the report came out about how Mike went to Detroit, but then Detroit said it wasn't a fit. It's very confusing to me. I think we're going to see a little bit with Dan Campbell having a little bit of a control fixation on the offense, and he's not going to like what Mike had to bring to that table, because I thought that was going to be a smart move for Mike McDaniel to go to Detroit with all the weapons that they have. Dallas, I don't mind it. I think it makes sense for what they have and what they're going with. I think Dallas is on the come up on their defensive side. They have a good offseason and a good draft. Everything else is self-evident for itself.
Coming soon. Hang around, Eileen. Get into the games in about 10, 15 minutes. Yeah, again, I mean, you're weakening the Eagles. I'm not going to be upset about that. I mean, everybody keeps saying Christian Parker's got a head coach written all over him, so at some point he'll probably walk too, but that's the way you go. If you get a good coordinator, they don't hang around too long. They get an opportunity because there's so many guys who can't coach, right? When you look at the 4 teams that lost last week in the divisional round, where do you start looking at the major questions here, right? Because I will tell you, of the 4 teams that I see there, the one with the fewest amount of questions, frankly, is Chicago Bears. I mean, I think that's they're the
station right by the practice field.
That's a problem, right? That's certainly a problem. For the Niners, I think like age is really setting in on this team. Like, I think we've seen the best of them. I think that they were kind of a surprise team this year to be as good as they were, to even get to the spot that they got. And thank you very much for your service getting rid of the Eagles for me. The Bills obviously have their question marks at head coach. It's going to be overhanging the team until they figure that out. And then now the GM is, feet to the fire. Like, you better fix what's wrong. And then I got to tell you, I was this close a couple years ago to putting Stroud in my fab group, and I'm glad I didn't. And I don't know that he gets like right now. If you told me right now, like, is he going to be the quarterback there in 2 years? I got to tell you, I don't know that he is. And I think if I asked you that question 2 years ago, you'd be like, well, absolutely, they found their guy. I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, Drew seems to be a big fan of Stroud. I'm kind of curious to why. I mean, I think everybody else here is on the same page.
I didn't hear Tony. What did Tony say?
I said you're the only one on here that seems to be a defender of Stroud or a big Stroud fan or even any kind of believer. So, I mean, I don't know. What's
bad.
that?
He was bad. He was real bad.
He's been bad for 2 years.
He had a really bad game. He's had a bad 2 playoff games, I would say, last year in the divisional round, and this year.
Drew, let me stop you right there.
Lost 2 of his main guys.
Justin Herbert has had 2 bad games.
I agree with you.
Stroud has had 2 bad seasons. That's the difference.
Yeah,
if they were just last game or everything like that, I'd be okay. But Herbert, 2 bad games, fine. He's a dog during thing.
I agree with you.
What Stroud's been doing has been regression.
And I disagree with you on the regression part on this take and this take only. And I understand. Let's just get into it. Okay. He's had shit around him. And I don't think it's fair that you are choosing to what you want to select for quarterbacks and what they're going through, whether it's good or bad. I like to look at the whole picture and the context around why they're bad. You agreed, and you said on several times that, which is evident, their offensive line is one of the worst. Last 2 years, they're 30th and 31st ranked. That's not a good sign. And they traded their best offensive lineman in Tunsil for shit. So I mean, you're the first most hit quarterback in his class, and you're the second most hit quarterback in the last 2 years. You lost your number 2. You lost your number 3. You didn't have a running game this year with Joe Mixon and the medical issue that whatever the case may be. And you don't have Tank Dell. You had Nico Collins in 2 years. You've had Nico Collins less than 18 games. I'm asking you, what do you want him to do? He's done more with less.
The problem is that's all well and good, but the problem is when you watch him play football, he doesn't do a good job at it. He overthrows receivers. He's missing time. The reason why he's all them sacked all them times is because he's holding the ball. And even when he beat your Chargers this week, is he or this season, is he threw up 2 Hail Marys that were answered. And that's not the best. And then they held on for dear life trying to win that game. That's not being a good quarterback. That is he has shown everything like that. Listen, there's not one pundit out there speaking about this situation with Stroud has said that he has not regressed. Not one. Orlowski was on the record this week saying that he if you put 31 other quarterbacks in that game this weekend, they win that game. Yeah, but you know what? He then retract and apologize because you know what? Because there was 35 because there's a couple guys on the bench on other teams that he could have went and they actually played it and won that game. So it's I'm calling like I say it. He does not play good football. You want to blame his receivers, you want to blame his offensive line. It's when the ball leaves his hand, it's not where it's supposed to be. And that's it. His decision making, everything like that is not there. And absolutely, I acknowledge the run game was awful. Their game plan was awful. I mean, bringing in Nick Chubb, thinking that he had any kind of life, whatever. But the problem is their defense is too good for bad quarterback play. We've seen Brad Johnson, Trent Dilfer, you name it, Hofstetler, to be carried by good Jim McMahon, carried by great defenses. All they had to do is not fuck it up. And he's been fucking it up, and he's been doing it for 2 years. And it's not acceptable.
And I get what you're saying on the part where he's the 35 quarterback comment, the 31 quarterback comment was absolutely stupid. And the fact that we are sitting here, when you look at his stats and look at everything that he's dealt with, yes, in some sort of fashion, he's regressed. But to also say that he has this stellarness around him with dysfunction at OC, dysfunction with his offense that he's put in, and the fact that you went away from Bobby Slowick, which I wasn't a fan of going away from him, and then you look at what he has to deal with, bro. Like that's where the difference for you and me are coming from. I understand that you think he's regressed. I'm just saying
everybody thinks he's regressed.
He sucks. Okay, well, I'm speaking for everybody then in the context of me talking to you. I understand what you're saying, but I'm not going to go in far stretch and say that he's the worst quarterback in the effing NFL when his stats this year were better than over 15 starting quarterbacks in the NFL. So you're saying he's regressed every season, but this last season he had almost a 98 QBR. I mean, a 98 PR. So if we're looking at just passing, like you said, he's holding the ball too much. Then what about the other quarterbacks who's had better stuff? They have a lower PR than him.
Well, I think that goes to say how we constantly every week on this show say how quarterback in the NFL is a dying skill. It is bad. This is probably the worst area that we've seen. We have a second-year quarterback in Drake May, who's phenomenal that we're all both fans of playing. Yeah, Bo Nix, Stidham, Stafford, Sam Darnold resurrection. Listen, it's not a good start to say, hey, look at all these quarterbacks. Plus, you guys like Burrow and Jackson have been out, so let's knock them down big time there. It's just disheartening, I guess, when you're looking at the Texas team overall and how good that defense is, so how bad their quarterback has played in spots where they need him.
Does he get a contract?
Not from me. But
yeah, it's tough. It's hard.
But that goes to the other point, John. Like they might give a contract because what else is out there, to be honest with you. Like where are the other options?
Horrible reason to do anything.
I mean, they're back.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing, but
their backup won a lot of games.
Davis Mills should have been in the second half.
Yeah, he's when he got in there, he's like, listen, he didn't have his two main guys. The offensive line stinks. I give him that, but I mean, he's definitely regressed. And Brian, we just need to get that. We need to get that picture of him hugging Caleb Williams, thinking he was sunning him up.
Or name himself in the top 5 as quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I mean, they won 9 in a row to end the season, and then just that.
I think a lot of things that
He
we
played like
said about
shit the
Jalen
game
Hurts
before.
can be applied to Stroud in the fact that he's feeling he is feeling himself a lot too much than what he is. He had that rookie success. Now he's done, and we've seen that by a number of quarterbacks that have fleeting success.
It's a weird situation because he's won 3 playoff games and 2 division titles. So people are going to use team success with individual success, and that's why it's very confusing.
You say division titles, Brian? Do we buy T-shirts for that?
No, we don't buy T-shirts for it, but it's a progress to look at for quarterbacks.
Well, like just the way that we say,
if that's the
just
case,
the way
we should use the same narrative with Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams had one of the worst postseason runs we've seen, but yet he won.
Caleb Williams is also his first time there, so we're trying to give him a little credit there. But the other thing too is that when you look at you're talking about what division that he won. I mean that's a default division. I mean that division's been awful over the last few years.
Bears need 1 pass rusher and a linebacker, and we're good.
All right.
Give me Max Crosby. Give me one of these guys.
Of the 4 teams playing today, before we get to those games, who are you most surprised is playing today?
Well, I mean, I guess you have to put it into context of at what point in the season, because I don't think us watching these games throughout how the season played out, I don't think we're really surprised about any of these teams, as we're watching it, especially how good Denver's defense has been. And I mean, we were talking about in August. Whew.
Yeah, the Patriots. Easily.
I think they're all surprised besides the Rams.
We were right on. The NFC side, we're all kind of right on. I think a lot of us.
No, you didn't see Seattle coming out.
I thought Seattle was going to be finished dead last their division. I'm dead. I had them there. I didn't see this at all.
I mean, I think the Rams.
If we're talking about teams that made the playoffs, it's Seattle for me. I had the Patriots making the playoffs in August. So
yeah. I didn't think the Pats would be division winners, obviously, but that was more.
Not
but that was less a Patriots call than a Buffalo call, right? So, like, I don't know.
If you're talking about beginning of the season, I think if you said, "Hey, Stafford's healthy all year and the Rams can make a push with that offense," I think we'd all buy in on that. His back was the question, and it's crazy he hasn't got hurt at all. But I mean, the other 3 teams I think were really surprising. I could see the Broncos improving, but then again, in that conference that they play in, with without the Chiefs imploding like they've done, and obviously the Chargers were tough for them too. But then when you look at New England, I think you would see like an improvement, an uptick with Vrabel and everything, and you could definitely see that coming. How good they are though, and how good Drake May got so quick. I mean, that's a little shocking, but I would have to say, everybody but the Rams is really surprising to me.
Well, we'll kick it off at 3:00. The AFC Championship game. It's Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning. Whoops, sorry. The 2 Patriots at the Broncos. The Pats are a 3.5-point favorite today. The over/under is 43.5. When targeting Diggs, May has an 80.5% completion percentage. That is the best in the NFL between 1 quarterback and 1 receiver. Jarrett Stidham is the first quarterback since Roger Staubach in 1972 to make his first start of the season this deep into the season. They were the 1 and 2 seed, and you know what? The crazy part about that is everybody kind of thought, it's the week here. Things can obviously go the other way. That's not what happened. So it's 1 versus 2. The shine on this game has come off a little bit in that you're not getting Bo Nix versus Drake May, right? You're getting Jarrett Stidham. And then whatever your thoughts are on that, it does change the game despite the fact Denver strengthens their defense. It is a rematch of 10 years ago yesterday when it was Peyton versus Tom in this exact situation. Peyton moved on. They won the Super Bowl. What's interesting to my betting friends down the bottom is I'm hearing through the grapevine that there's a lot of public money on New England and the line ain't moving.
The line moved a lot. It started at 4.5. I saw it at 5.5. Now it's down to 3.5.
All this money's coming in at 3.5 though, and it's like, it's not moving. 23-20, kid the under.
Yeah, I mean, this is tough on the call. For me, I'm taking the Patriots today. I'm going to take the money line though. I'm not going to mess with the spread. I think they're going to come out. I think they're going to win outright. I think it's just going to be a little too overwhelming for Stidham, and I think we're underestimating this Patriots defense. Being that they've played really well last week, they looked amazing. I don't know if that's because of Stroud or they caused that, but they were flying around. I think they're playing really well. And I think that's the matchup today. I think it's this Pats D versus Stidham, and I'm going to give the edge to the Pats today. So give me the Pats on the money line. I'll take a Stevenson anytime touchdown, maybe down there low, and that's where we're going to roll today.
You know, it's interesting to see how we're here. There's a lot of narratives that you can go into this game to see the development of Drake May and to be able to see Mike Vrabel, who I think the biggest idiots out of this entire situation is the Tennessee Titans. And I love it, and I'm here for it every day. The fact that I can't stand Sean Payton, you already know that. But I got to give him credit where credit is due to get this defense where it is. Reminds me a lot of the 09 Saints and what they've been able to accomplish this year. But last week told me a lot, and it showed me a lot of what this Denver defense is, and they're beyond beatable. And I think there's a guy that used to have ties in Denver that I think is going to bring the best for the offense, and that's Josh McDaniels. I think he's the X factor for today. I think he's going to have a good game plan against his defense, keep his second-year quarterback safe, build the confidence up. I'm with Ant on Stevenson anytime touchdown, and I actually took his 4.5 above on Prize Picks for catches, as he's been getting a lot of screens and a lot of catches in the last 3 weeks. Give me New England. I'm going to take New England on this game, and also for personal reasons, I want New England as well. So, go Patriots.
Even though Jarrett Stidham's one of my quarterbacks I like as a backup, I think his arm's phenomenal. It's just hard to take him in this spot here. Him and Bo Nix, very similar stories, with the careers and everything like that, coming from college and whatever. And he's Sean Payton's handpicked backup, and so I think he's going to have a good handle of his offense. But I think at the end of the day, just the Russ, it's just a little too big of an accomplishment to overcome. I think RJ Harvey gets off today, but the Patriots in the running game, Ramondre Stevenson, he's done a lot better, and Henderson, and the X factor I think is going to be the blocking. Will Campbell got chewed up last week.
Yeah.
Not good for the development. Listen, Will Anderson, I'll give you a pass on that one. We'll see. You're still a rookie, no matter how good you're supposed to be. But then I like Nick Bottino, 2 sacks today. And I like Drake May's rushing, because I think that pressure is going to open up some lanes for Drake May to rush. He runs the ball all the time, and his his head coach didn't get fired. Like Dable got fired because Jackson Dart runs the ball, but whatever. I think that just the Patriots more complete of a team right now with the backup quarterback playing, and I think they have a little bit more rapport with Diggs. Hunter Henry on anytime touchdown. Butte just made an amazing catch last week. So I just think this is definitely Patriots hitting on all cylinders for this year. I think they're definitely Super Bowl bound. So I'll take the Patriots. I'll buy the hook. Bottino, 2 sacks. Drake May anytime rushing.
I like Drake May touchdown too. Tone a little sprinkle on that. I mean, it's plus 300, plus 310. Like you said, it breaks down, man. He could shoot up the middle, score a touchdown. I like that too.
I think so. The Pats defense leads the playoffs in takeaways with 6, right? And some of that's their defense, but also, I mean, CJ Stroud just played really, really bad last week. Let's just be honest and call that what it was. So the matchup here is going to be, can Denver offensively put up points on them? And I do think, this has to be an RJ Harvey type of day. I don't think that it makes a lot of sense to say, hey, Jarrett, go win us the game. Like, they're not built for that. So the more you can do to control clock, and the more you can do to give your defense all the rest it needs, is run the football. And I know
but Brian, see, I don't think he's that kind of back where you can lean on. So
I don't disagree with that.
I think you're going to see a lot of play, establish the run though. A lot of play action, short passing game from Sean Payton, and to get into the flow here. But it's going to be hard for them to establish a run against this Pats D. I think their Williams coming back. Their defensive line has definitely gotten better. I think it's just going to be tough sledding for him today to move the ball.
The fact that line's not moving from 3.5 makes me concerned. Like, again, 23-20 Pats, I can see it.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, listen, Drake May's got to take care of the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, he fumbled how many times last week? And unfortunately, he got him back.
But
I mean, the ball's always not going to bounce your way. And this Denver's defense, Tony talked about it. Campbell got worked. So I mean, Denver's D could definitely turn this game around, keep them in this game.
Obviously, a weather factor was with some of those fumbles, but how funny is it?
Well, it's going to snow again today, Tone. They're saying
is it snowing in Denver? I thought it wasn't supposed to snow in Denver.
Well,
possible snow.
Yeah, they said around game time.
Really? Because I thought everywhere in the country, every other playoff team home game there was actually snow this week, or some kind of crazy weather, except Denver and Seattle.
Yeah,
like they're the only two teams that the only two places that could host the game that weren't going to have crazy weather. I thought that was. I seen it earlier, but you know what? I mean, I guess doesn't it always have a chance to snow in Denver in January?
Well, unless that's how they control the weather. So Harp put that out. That's from Harp. They control the weather.
They control the weather. All right. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm a big proponent of putting a bubble around some northern cities
that's your forecast at Denver time. Going to be cold. They're saying at halftime, light snow, cold game, chilly, bundle up. I mean, thank you. It's January. Appreciate the heads up.
Both teams play. It's not going to be a factor.
No, this is not a dome team out in the cold. You know, like this is not one of the situations. They'll be fine. I do think New England wins the game. And again, maybe differently if Bo Nix was playing. I don't know, but like, I just feel like that they've been getting breaks all year. It's just another one in the.
Someone's defense is scoring today.
They both might.
I got to pick the right one.
they both might. Later tonight.
No Troy Franklin today either.
No Troy Franklin is right.
Gotcha.
Later tonight, it's the NFC West championship game as the Rams visit the Seahawks. Seahawks laying 2.5 at home, 45.5 is the number. The Rams are 2-0 all-time postseason in Seattle. However, they're 0-2 all-time after a playoff overtime win. For Seattle, the NFL's passing yards leader is 0-6 in the playoffs all time against the top scoring defense over the last 50 years. And the top scoring defense was Seattle. These two teams know each other very, very well. Sam Darnold's got this oblique that he's apparently going to be fine is the story. They split the season series in just brutally tight games. The Rams won 21-19, and then the Seahawks with a 1-point overtime win or a 2-point conversion. Again, razor thin margins, both very, very, very well coached teams. Both defenses were ranked in the top 6 in takeaways this year. So the Rams do a really good job of protecting the football. The Seahawks have had significant turnover issues. Sam Darnold, 20 turnovers this year, led the NFL. No Zach Charbonnet. So this is going to be a Ken Walker type game. If it comes down to which quarterback screws up, I just think that's more likely to be Sam than Matt.
I mean, that's pretty relevant on the play. He's throwing 6 interceptions in this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's I got that in one of my parlays is a Darnold interception, which is only minus 140, I believe. So it's not too tough. So when you throw in the parlay, I mean, I know you got all this boost that I got with plus 50% parlay boost plus 30%. So minus 140, that's something good there. Listen, this game right here is interesting to see because when you're looking at it, there's no Charbonnet here, so we're going to get a full dose of Kenny Walker. And that stat that you put up about the leading passer versus leading defense, Bri, I think that's not relevant in this case because of how heavy the Rams have been running the ball. I mean, with Williams and Corum, they've been really relying on that. And I think it's kind of like an outlier because even though, a normal offense that leads the league in passing doesn't have a running tandem like this normally. It's normally just more of a one-sided offense to run it. And I think that's kind of what you take the case. I guess who was the last part? What was that? The Denver versus Seattle matchup? Was that was the last one?
That's probably right.
So, I mean, that's exactly okay, because I don't think Denver had a running game at all that year. So, I mean, I like the Rams on the road here. I'll take the points. I'll take Puka doing Puka things. I think there's just a more complete offense. I like a Devontae Adams anytime touchdown score. I just think this is the Rams. The Rams kind of play. Let's see. I think my preseason prediction of not preseason prediction, my pre-playoff prediction of Rams and New England. I mean, I'd be a fool to pick against the Rams now.
I had the Rams. It's my preseason Super Bowl pick. I went away from that last week when I picked Chicago. Came close.
Fuck.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
I think that was peer pressure, Drew. That wasn't rational thinking. That was peer pressure.
No, yeah, peer pressure.
Blame man.
It was Bears love. It was Bears love.
It was definitely my boys' love right there for him. Looking. It's funny too because my dad and my stepdad and his entire family, my brother and all that, they're all from Seattle, so they were coming over tonight, and I got the brand new house tonight, so this year, so everyone's coming over to watch the game tonight. It's going to be a ton of fun. But looking at this game and seeing what we have, I think losing Zach Charbonnet is going to hurt a little bit. But man, dude, I just like Seattle just is they're firing on all cylinders. If Sam Darnold could play the way he's playing, like didn't have a big game last week, but he did what CJ Stroud should have done, which was be a game manager and allow what works best, which is Seattle's running. And it's the best recipe for success. The offensive line is playing great. The defense is top 3 in the NFL. I think that defense is going to create some havoc for LA tonight. And I think Sean McVay is the best coach in the NFL. I just don't think it's going to be in the cards because of the Rams defense. If Sam Darnold can show up and play tonight, I mean, who in the Rams corners for secondary could cover JSN? I don't think there's a guy. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm not thinking correctly, but I just think Seattle has that genie in the bottle type of run and the type of game tonight, and I think they're going to be able to pull this out. And it's already tough as it is to play in Seattle. Give me Seattle winning this game, and we're going to get a New England-Seattle matchup like we did back in 2014.
Yeah, Drew, I agree with you here. I'm rolling with Seattle. I'm taking the -2.5. I think the Rams are going to run out of gas here. Listen, guys, they played 3 away games.
Ken Walker, anytime touchdown. Ken Walker.
Okay. Yeah, they played 3 away games, barely beat Carolina, got out of Chicago somehow, shouldn't have, and now they find themselves here playing their division rivals in their place. I just think Seattle's going to be too much. I don't think the Rams are going to be able to run the ball, Tony. I'll be surprised. The Seahawks can stop the run. They're the best team at doing it. I think it's just going to be a lot. I think we're going to see a shootout again. I think we're going to see Stafford throwing it around, and we're going to see Darnold and throwing it around. So give me to Seattle here. I'm going to take them. I'll take the -2.5. I think Walker's going to have a really good game. He's been playing really well since he's been getting – now that Charbonnet's out, he's got a majority of the carries. So, yeah, give me Seattle here. Just too much defense. I think they're just going to be swarming tonight.
Rams are still going to run the ball, though. I mean, they ran the ball almost 40 times last time they met.
They're going to try. They're going to have to try. I just think it's going to be tough sledding against the Seattle's team. I agree with you. That's going to have to be the plan to win the game. They're going to have to run the ball at them. I think it's just going to be tough sledding.
So I think I will back Matt Stafford over Sam Darnold. I think both defenses are very good.
Really?
The difference is, they're both ranked very highly. I think the difference here is going to be They know each other really well. They were razor tight games. I think the Rams could have easily won both of those games. No question. I mean, so could Seattle for that way. I just think the Rams have the I don't know. It's weird. Like, I know Seattle's the 1 seed. I get all that, but I just feel like the Rams have the expectations.
Well, they've been there before, Stafford, it's the familiarity. It's the Puka show. I mean, JSN is JSN, but, and plus Sam Darnold. I mean, and I'm sure you know this, that Seattle has been the team that has covered the most in this year because no one believes in Sam Darnold actually gets it done. And, betting in the betting aspect of things. So that's kind of what it is. I mean, right. People don't believe in Sam Darnold, and, to where he is, it's a good success story, but when it all comes down to it, I mean, I think the belief is Matthew Stafford, who's, in a couple of those games, just kind of looked not as you expect him with some questionable throws and everything like that. But, I don't think you're off base, Brian, with trying to go on a known commodity that's actually won a Super Bowl.
And listen, we don't know how. Listen, they said it this morning. Sam Darnold split snaps this week with Locke. He's still kind of injured, they're saying. So I'm a little concerned. I mean, that's concerning. I want to see how he's going to open. They got to be able to throw the ball and open it up. So that's something to think about also. I mean, I saw that this morning that he was splitting. He didn't even take all the snaps this week. They're conserving him.
I want to change my pick.
No, you're not allowed. You're not allowed, Drew. You wavered last week. You wavered this week. So let's keep the wavering running.
Drew, I'm a defensive guy. I'm rolling with this.
So am I.
I'm rolling with this defense. They're good, man. I think that's what's going to take this.
I'm with you. And my prediction was that Matt Stafford was going to win a Super Bowl and walk away, but that's down in the trash now with the report that came out this morning that he's definitely playing next year. Like, it's already.
Well, I mean, what do you think? Are we all in agreement? Is if whoever wins today wins the Super Bowl?
Yes.
No.
No.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know.
Really?
No. Listen.
That's
I
interesting.
think, first of all, the New England story and what they have together, and they're both complete teams, But I mean, if Denver has some sort of win with their defense, and it's just a weird story. I'm not picking anybody to kind of blow out anybody in the Super, in either matchup. I think if Denver gets in, they'll be a bigger. So I didn't look at the lines yet because I'm sure the lines are already out on the matchups. Have you looked at them yet?
No, I haven't. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, Denver's obviously would be a bigger spread.
That's what I'm saying. But if Denver can figure out how to win today, I mean, even though it's a home, blah blah blah, and all that kind of stuff, I think that you're looking at some kind of momentum possibly.
Wow.
How did Denver win today? It would be defense. It would be that kind of stuff. I'm like, I mean, that.
No, I said, wow.
Oh, well, I'm just saying that. And if Drake May goes out there and carves up this Denver defense or wins in a professional, and it doesn't really matter who's on the other side of the ball. I mean, I don't think that you could say he's not going to do that. I mean, he already faced Houston. Now he faces Denver, and I don't think Seattle's defense is going to be, I mean, obviously they're going to be good, but it's not something that he can not overcome.
Mm-hmm.
Drake May's definitely had to go against a top 10 defense every round. Houston, LA was a top 10. Houston, now Denver, and then he'll go to if he plays Seattle or the Rams. I don't know where the Rams finished, but you can't say he didn't have an easy run. I don't think he did. These are tough matchups.
I mean, you also can't say he's played really super well.
Very true.
Yeah.
I mean, he's made some nice throws. I mean, the last week's weather, the turnovers, that kind of stuff, and he got beat up last week. That's for sure. With Will Anderson. That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. Campbell's got to step up. But you know what? I mean, if you look at New England offensively, I mean, they have great balance. I mean, they're gonna pose a problem to whoever they face.
Yeah.
I mean, Henderson has the breakaway ability. Stevenson stepped up. Receivers, some of your receivers stepped up. And you have Henry. I mean, that's what I'm saying. The balance is there. They have a balanced defense. They have a balanced offense. I can't see them. I'm not going to say that anybody's just going to beat them.
Are the Rams have the most complete team left?
The most complete team?
Yeah.
No, I think that New England's the most complete team.
I think New England's. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
the Rams' defense isn't as good as New England's in a lot of ways. I mean, it's
the test is what Tony said about Will Campbell, but it's also the flip side. New England came into the playoffs 31st ranked rush defense, yet here they are in 2 weeks having a great defensive effort on both.
Well, why is that?
They got healthy.
Milton Williams, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
They got healthy, and they played against two bad O-lines. Today's going to be a really, really test because Denver's O-line's in the top 10. So we're going to see if Mike Vrabel has a good game plan set against this offensive line.
So looking at the Super Bowl, the most likely Super Bowl matchup is an outcome, according to DraftKings, is the Seattle Seahawks to beat the New England Patriots, and then the Rams to beat the New England Patriots. So I guess that's where you're coming from in that. New England to beat the Rams is plus 750, and the most unlikely matchup is Denver beating the Rams in the Super Bowl.
That's about right.
Yeah. Oh, man. I should be watching a football game today. This sucks.
Why are you not watching a football game?
He meant a Bears game.
My squad today.
He meant a Bears game.
Yes. You're watching the Bears game.
Hey, we didn't get to talk about the teams that lost in our CJ Stroud.
Yeah, we don't even get to talk about the throw.
We went off on a tangent on that one for sure. We do that periodically.
We'll do it for next week.
Don't mean shit.
All right, kids. Hey, listen, enjoy it. At the end of the night, you got one football game left in 2 weeks, and that is that. So make the most of it. Hope your picks win. Hope your bets win, and we'll see you next week, or we'll see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Super Bowl Sunday.
Fill those block pools.
That's right.